This will be a quick video on the economic condition of India's Himalayan neighbor Nepal. Things aren't looking so great for its economy right now. It has been on a steady decline, with the overall economic growth rate going into negative territory. The nation is in the midst of an economic downturn, and its effects are being felt across various sectors. Sectors such as construction and mining, which play a vital role in any economy, are experiencing a noticeable downturn. As a result, employment opportunities have dwindled, and economic activity has become subdued. Industries are like the backbone of a thriving economy, so when they are struggling, it has a ripple effect. Nepal's industries are facing considerable hurdles. The production slowdown in these industries has had an adverse impact on job opportunities and overall economic output. It is a challenging time for the industrial sector as they navigate through these turbulent waters. To compound the situation, Nepal is also grappling with a liquidity crisis as well as high interest rates. These conditions have created a challenging environment for both businesses and individuals. Access to capital has become limited, and the burden of high interest rates has made it difficult for investments to flourish. This situation has hindered economic expansion and constrained opportunities for growth. The decline in both domestic and foreign investments has cast a shadow over its ability to sustain and grow. Foreign direct investments, which are crucial for any economy, have been dwindling in Nepal. This downward trend is exacerbating the strain on economic growth. The negative impact of declining investments is amplified by the simultaneous rise in inflation and unemployment rates. This unfortunate combination is like a perfect storm, intensifying the economic crisis and causing hardships for the citizens. One of the sectors hit hardest by this crisis is the private sector, which holds great significance in Nepal's economy. With its substantial contribution of over 80% to the GDP and employment, the decline in private sector activity has had a severe ripple effect throughout the country. Countless individuals have seen their livelihoods threatened as reduced business activities and declining industrial production take their toll. The economic downturn has cast a dark cloud over the aspirations and dreams of many, posing a significant challenge for the nation's progress. The consequences of this crisis extend beyond the private sector, affecting the public sector as well. The financial strain has resulted in delays in pension payments to dedicated public servants who have spent their lives serving the nation. Furthermore, the delay in paying social security allowances and loan servicing has added to the burdens faced by many citizens. This growing burden poses a threat to social stability. Another distressing trend emerging from this crisis is the outflow of youth seeking employment opportunities abroad. The departure of young talent in search of better prospects depletes the country's workforce and impedes local development. Nepal's future relies on nurturing and harnessing the potential of its youth, but the economic crisis is pushing them away, hindering progress and prosperity. The economic struggles have dealt a fatal blow to the markets, with a noticeable absence of buyers in various sectors. The decline in demand for consumer goods like cars, gold, furniture, etc. paints a vivid picture of the challenges at hand. Even the hospitality industry has suffered a blow, with restaurants and hotels grappling with dwindling numbers of customers. The real estate sector too finds itself in a slump, mirroring the overall economic downturn. The repercussions of these struggles have rippled through the stock market, causing it to crash and shattering investor confidence. This loss of faith has made it increasingly difficult for businesses and individuals to access much needed loans and capital, aggravating the economic predicament. The credit crunch has only served to compound these existing issues, creating a hostile environment for growth and development. Another pressing concern that adds to the strain on Nepal's economy is the burgeoning trade deficit. The nation finds itself facing an imbalance between the value of its imports and exports, which places a significant burden on its financial stability. As foreign exchange reserves dwindle, the potential for further economic instability looms ominously. Moreover, the emergence of counterfeit Nepali currency notes being printed and circulated by certain groups has eroded trust in the country's monetary system. This alarming trend undermines the confidence of citizens and businesses alike, casting a cloud of doubt over the integrity of Nepal's financial infrastructure. Further, Nepal's capital expenditure has taken a nosedive, signaling a dire situation for the nation's infrastructure, education, healthcare, and other critical sectors. As the government's investments shrink, the consequences ripple throughout the economy, placing the country's growth on thin ice. With a dwindling pool of funds, Nepal finds itself grappling with the tough challenge of sustaining its fiscal policies. Mounting government debt has reached alarming heights, raising concerns about the future financial stability of the nation. Adding fuel to the fire, revenue collection has experienced a sharp decline, directly impacting the government's ability to finance public projects and provide essential services. The consequences of insufficient revenue are far-reaching, hindering the government's capacity to invest in key sectors and stimulate much-needed economic growth. The future of Nepal's development hangs in the balance, as vital sectors bear the brunt of inadequate funding. Nepal finds itself entangled in a complex web of challenges, with one of the key factors being the frequent turnover of prime ministers. This fluid political landscape not only breeds uncertainty, but also hampers the implementation of long-term strategies to address the pressing economic crisis. The situation appears grim in the short term, as the government's focus seems to lie more in maintaining power than in tackling the urgent issues at hand. Such an approach neglects the desperate need for effective policies and measures to uplift the economy and alleviate the suffering of its citizens. In certain quarters, speculation has arisen, drawing parallels between Nepal and Sri Lanka, raising concerns about Nepal's potential descent into a severe economic crisis. However, there is a hope for a brighter future if the country takes decisive action. Nepal must foster an environment that encourages investment, promotes innovation, and supports entrepreneurship. This entails addressing the liquidity crisis, reducing interest rates, and tackling the trade deficit through measures such as trade diversification and boosting exports. It is crucial to maximize the utilization of available resources through effective initiatives, as this will be vital for economic recovery. What Nepal desperately needs today is a combination of prudent fiscal management, exploration of revenue generation opportunities, and control over unnecessary expenditures. By embracing these strategies, Nepal can create an engaging path towards economic stability and prosperity for its citizens. It is only through concerted efforts, sound policies, and a collective commitment to change that Nepal can navigate away from the looming economic crisis.